Hello, everyone. Well, I got ahead of myself. Instead of showing you all the fun with these, I kind of got, again, ahead of myself. But here's the body for our frog. And it's been filled and stitched up the back. And then I got, again, ahead of myself, and that's an arm. And then the Sculpey arm and hand will go in there. And it'll be probably about that much longer. So this piece would sit inside and then the hand sits out like this. And here's a leg. And what I didn't get to show you with these is what I'll show you now. And we stitch this all the way around and we finish off this edge before, like that. And then the easiest way is I use my crochet hook. You can use a pencil, a knitting needle, anything you've got. You just need to make sure you can get it like that. Push it through. And voila. You fix that edge. And there's an arm. Now this, I realized I made it a bit too long, which was good. This was actually a good thing, because now all I need to do is push that inside because it's too long. And now what I have is a sturdier spot for where I will stitch the finished Sculpey arm into. And then we just grab some polyfill, set it in the edge. Again, take whatever you're using to open those arms and you stuff it. And this is how easy it is to start with a very simplistic doll. And you keep doing that until it's filled. And we leave this open. These will not be stitched close until we put those Sculpey shaped arms in there. And if you don't use the hook, it just tries to pull it right back out. See? And you can see we've got our pieces for our sweater ready, but we can't quite do that. You might notice that it tries to push this in. Just pull it out a little bit. Push that in. You need to. There you go. And just measure it. I know so many friends who would call this so wrong in so many ways. And that's just because their perverted minds would like to have fun with it. But this is basically all you do. Keep stuffing until you're done. And keep going. So I've got one more leg to finish. And then after I'm done stuffing these, I'll be starting to work on sculpting the head. And I'll show you that now. Here's our form, because Sculpey needs to be baked. And we take this form and we look at our body and we go, yep. Once we're done with that, this part will actually fit over this. So we need it that tall. Pretty simple. And just like an old school ceramic or porcelain doll, we're making ours out of Sculpey, and I'll show you how we create that frog head and arms and feet later. Now, back to stuffing. If you absolutely have to, remember to just size it up against your other arm, because this inside part will continue to move, and like this one is filled, that's where it's stopped. You want about that much because the arm has to fit snug and secure in there. So a little more stuffing for this one. You want it decently firm, soft but still firm. You want to pack the stuffing in pretty decently. It's got to withstand. Alright. Well, I'm going to continue this because otherwise it's just boring stuffing. Have fun. Alrighty, so here is our finished Froggy. Just added some Grumbacher final varnish to it. Keep all of these safe from chipping. It won't be as shiny. It's supposed to be a matte finish, so we'll see. But yeah, here's our finished little friend. Well, not completely finished yet, but it's being sealed.